Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Grimloper. This is episode 5. We are currently at the camp office, and we have been on a mad hunt to try to find the hammer so that we can start building a bow and arrow, because getting food is going to start getting really wicked hard here. At least I think it is. We're going to be able to hunt rabbits and things fairly easily, but we need to get saplings down for sure. And we need to find a hammer to start. Need a hatchet. Need a bunch of arrows. We're gonna need a bunch of arrows. But fire hardened arrows are gonna be a real important thing here to get our skills up for sure. So I thought I saw it deer. Yeah, we do. Okay, so getting some deer clothing materials down. Do we have any more? Okay, we don't have any guts on us. I'm impressed. I'm always carrying something. All right, let's get the tools put away. Don't need to be carrying those around. We are carrying something stinky. Probably the rabbit carcass. Hour and 20 minutes. Good morning, it is. Don't have a ton of food on us. Do have a little bit of food upstairs. Let's get a drink. I'm going to harvest the rest of this rabbit real quick. And I'm kind of leaning towards bugging out. Mystery Lake has not really produced anything of any excitement. The only place we haven't really looked is the cabins on the lake. But, I mean, we've checked just about everywhere else. Minus the dam. I don't think we've gone through the dam completely, but that's such an arduous task. And we're not probably going to find a hammer there anyway. So let's put that down and that. It's hard to see those on the floor. So we got birch saplings down, but we don't have maple. We need to get some maple saplings, so maybe we should go hunt those down. Maybe we can make a quick trip through the cabins, through the river, and see what we can find for saplings, and get that kind of stuff done today. If we don't get anything solid here really soon, as far as the hammer goes, I think we're going to go to Coastal and see if we can find a hammer over there. I really want to get the bow started. We're what? How many days in are we? I don't think we're that many days in, but yeah, we're 8 or 9 days in. We need to get going here. We got to get our skills going. So let's see here. What are we carrying that we don't need to carry? Don't need that. Don't really need all these frying pans. We might take a frying pan with us to a particular location. Oh, there's stuff in the way. Like, we may take one of those to Coastal with us or whatever. I'll take the pry bar. Don't really need 2 sewing kits on me. I am trying really hard to pare back some of this stuff. Let's put all these feathers away. Got a cured gut. Yeah, that's the one I did make a sewing kit out of. I'm gonna leave that on me just in case we need to do any repairs that I'm not looking at right now. The wildlife is not gonna bother us. So I'm gonna take this with us. If we start a fire somewhere and we don't need to take this with us. Well, you know what? Is there enough? Is there enough of this to make anything? There is. So why don't we take a skillet with us, and then we can make bannock, and we can make this. We definitely could find some better shoes. Still have clothing to hunt down, that's for sure, and make. Weight's not too bad. Definitely need to make a trip over to the Timberwolf Mountain Ash Canyon area, do the summit and stuff. But I'd like to get some more maples down, and maybe get forging out of the way. Oh, Astrid. Let's go look. It's a lovely day. Let's see if we can find any more cattails out here, too. That might not be a bad idea either. Excuse me. Now, for those of you that have been watching here on a regular basis, the last couple of weeks, I'm going to say probably the last 3 weeks, I've been having some issues with the video, and I've been having trouble tracking it down. I didn't know if it was the recording software. I didn't know if it was, video-related issues. The game itself should run perfectly fine on, excuse me, on every setting turned up to max. I mean, the computer I'm on is like a year old. It's got a lot of horsepower built under it. I mean, I got a 16-core processor. I've got a 4070 NVIDIA card. It shouldn't have any issues running this older game, even with all the enhancements turned on. So I've been doing some digging. Sorry, developing a frog in my throat. Been doing some digging into the system, and of course the wind's going to come up and make it noisy. I'm going to grab the hook. I don't think we need it. Grab that and take it. I think I'll leave the flare here. You don't need it with the way the wildlife is set up. So anyway, I started doing some digging into more software issues. So I stepped back on one of the updates on the editing software that I use. We're updating it, and was having some issues with the latest update, so I found a way to roll that back to an older version. And also started doing a little bit of a deep dive into, let's go ahead and eat those. You're hungry. Into like what's running in the background. Sometimes you have processes that run in the background that you don't know are there. And that was an interesting discovery. So between some processes that were running in the background, some software that had installed some extra things that I didn't catch, I'm usually really vigilant when, a lot of times you install drivers and stuff, and they want to install this, that, the other thing, and you got to be real careful about checking things or unchecking things and what have you. And apparently my vigilance was not perfect. So between that and then kind of going through a routine of doing a system, a task manager thing before I record, make sure things are turned off. So turning things off like Discord and making sure stuff isn't running and trying to clean that up. I updated video drivers, and I also made some adjustments on some of the video settings. And I played around with it for, I want to say, about a half an hour yesterday. And the video seemed much cleaner. I ran it with the recording thing going.
I think I can use this.
We'll take it, but it's pretty much that's going to be an upset stomach later. You can eat that. So hopefully we got the video issues squared away. Then the drivers seem to help. I updated video drivers and getting some of that stuff running in the background. I mean, some of that stuff was just ridiculous. And we've got, you know what, I'll take one more book. I'm not really expecting a whole bunch out here, but it's one of those things if we don't check it. Let's warm up just a bit. Got all this. If we don't check it, it'll be the time we find out something was over here that we missed. See anything around the cabin? Yeah, and even recording right now, I can see that just kind of moving my head like this. I'm not getting the stuttering, and I noticed in some of the recordings, watching them later after noticing it, caused some really weird anomalies in the video. So I do apologize about all that. I think we've got it ironed out. I really like having it in 2K, 60 frames per second. It looks really clean. I know other content creators doing it. It's nice to watch because it's a very crisp video. Even on when you watch it on the phone, I think having it at the higher quality, especially the frame rates, it definitely shines through. It definitely makes a difference. So hopefully I've got that ironed out. It seemed weird because when the how are we doing on bandages? I don't need to grab stuff. Yeah, we go. It seemed weird that the visuals came out and it was running great, and then like 2 weeks later.
I'll take it.
You know what? Let's just put those there. Yeah, it just seemed to nosedive, and then started noticing the stuttering and that, and I just hadn't had time to really dig into it. So spent a couple hours yesterday. Like, oh, let's uninstall this, and let's turn this off, and let's make sure this isn't running, and sometimes you'd launch a game and, you know, NVIDIA and Discord and Steam and everybody's wanting something in the background. Like, no, we don't need all this stuff. We just want to play the game. Don't need all this hoopla. So, fire log would be good for the fishing hunt. Spray paint. I'm gonna take that. Do we own any spray paint? We do not. I'm going to take the spray paint. And let's pass just a bit of time here. Warm up a bit. And let's go check out the last cabin on the lake. Should have been looking for more cattails. We don't exactly have a plethora of food. Yay, the wind isn't blowing anymore. It's not as noisy. Okay. I still don't see a hammer. Or saplings. I think we're going to find more saplings over along the river. We really need to get some maple. Probably going to need a half dozen bow and arrows, doesn't it? Or bows,
Nobody needs
excuse
this
me.
anymore.
No, you don't need that. We're not playing the pill poppin' pilgrim contest. They would like that. Also going to take it, but we're not going to eat it. We'll set that back at the camp office.
I'm starving.
Oh, Astrid. We've got a little bit of food, but I'm not going to feed you just yet. Let's go find us some more cattails over here. I'm hoping that we can keep the weather on our side.
The cold is making my head feel thick.
And not have to spend a ton more time. I mean, we've looked at everything. We've been to trappers. We've been all up and down and everywhere. This is like the last little bit. If we don't find a hammer on this, I want to bug out. I know I'm getting antsy. Trying to be thorough about searching, but is there a body I missed? There he is. There he is. I can see the crows. Feathers. Feathers. Need feathers. Any more feathers? Come on, guys. There we go. Use this. All right, let's check these fishing huts on the way back. Gather up cattails. Try to keep Astrid from being hangry. Still opened it in your face. All right, let's grab these. I'm going to put all of that, the fire log and this wood here. Oh, not hypothermia.
This is so cold. I just want to lay down for a bit.
Okay. I'm going to put all that firewood over at that first fishing hut, because if we come back here to fish, that's probably where we do it. When I was testing the video last night, I did a pilgrim run just real quick, and I was just trying to get different storms to load and all that stuff. And it was like, okay, how does it react with the blizzard and snowstorms and things like that? And I somehow ended up in Ash Canyon, and there's that moose that's kind of right there when you poke your head into Ash Canyon, and he did his little standoff thing, and then he started to run, and I just, because I was testing, I wasn't paying much attention to anything, so I started to run with him, and I was thinking, I'm like, is this how I'm going to have to hunt this moose? I'm going to have to, like, chase after him and then take pot shots, so. I'm really looking forward to getting the bow going, and I think that's why my being antsy about getting stuff done to find the hammer and get saplings down is so heightened, and it's just because I wanna start using the bow and start chasing after these elusive animals because everything is so skittish. And I think that's what lured me to this whole challenge is that it definitely has a Dead World feel to it with the lack of healing and it being so cold and all that, but it's not going to be so
God, I'd eat anything right about now.
devastating because we can still hunt. It's just going to be you got to work for it. All right, did we go through all this? We did. Let's go dump all the firewood and stuff over here, and then we'll head that way. I may even be tempted to start a fire. We need to warm up. I don't want to lose a ton of health. And I don't really want to go back up to camp office, so maybe we'll just sacrifice a fire here. Seeing how we have the means to build one. Tell you what. Eat that. It'll keep you happy. And let's cook this rabbit. How's that? Just a 22% torch. Maybe we ought to get another torch. And, oh, I forgot about the mag lens. So bad about that. No, let's try it without. Let's save the accelerant for an emergency. Even though the animals aren't hunting us, the weather is still hunting us.
Come on, little fire. Come on.
So let's drop that, and let's drop this. Gotta remember we have that. I'm very forgetful about the mag lens. We probably could have gotten it to work. It's clear enough. Alright, let's get... you know what? Let's have some fried rabbit. Oh, that was not very smart there, Mr. Cook. Cook. Yeah, so we can make bannock. So let's cook up a rabbit. This will give us some time to warm up. Find a place to... You know what? Seeing how... If we don't find the hammer and we're really close to ravine, I do not intend to come back to camp office. So, I'll tell you what, we're going to leave the sardines here. I think you'd be able to use that as bait, you know, in a weird way. Did we get cold again? No, it healed it. I saw that hypothermia in the corner of my eye. How much time we got on this? Do we have any sticks? We do not. Do not wish to burn those just yet. I don't think we have time for bannock. I don't think we have time for that either, but I'm going to try it. The snow is coming. It's going to be close fire. Yeah, it's going to be really close. I'm just trying to heat up it myself as much as I can. You don't want to run across the way there and go find a couple of sticks. It's gonna be closed. Okay. We'll just leave it here. It'll be quick water. All right, Astrid, let's go. Now, one of the other issues that I've heard as far as the video recording is that there's been some discussions I've seen about there might be issues with OBS as a whole. Now, I use Streamlabs, but it is piggybacked off of OBS. So if OBS is having a problem, that means Streamlabs is having a problem. So we may have to roll back one of those too. It could be a recording issue. So if there's recording anomalies that continue, we may have to fix it with that. The only problem is it's tough to find those anomalies. When you do big recording sessions, like right now, just for the transparency of it all, I happen to have a day off from work, an extra day off. So I'm going to be putting a lot of time into recording today so that I can keep ahead of the curve. And plus I have a pretty rough September coming. That's going to take a lot of my free time away.
I can't feel my hands.
So I'm trying to use time wisely, and when I have extra time off, try to get a little ahead of the curve, like, have some of these recordings done ahead of time. So as much as I like to do this as a hobby and I'm enjoying it, and I still like to play in that aspect, it's certain times of the year where you kind of need to build up a reserve. So I'm kind of pushing myself to play a little bit. On the good side of that is that I haven't actually played the game in a couple of weeks. I actually built up a buffer due to my normal schedule, because I normally don't have time to do it about once a month because of work schedule. So work schedule is going to get crazy in September. So I'm going to try and build up a buffer. So today's that day. I'm going to try to do multiple recordings. And so if there's a recording issue as far as having these glitches and stuff, which so far it doesn't look bad. I saw a couple items when we were in the fire. I'm hoping that doesn't show. But if you see something, and leave a comment if I miss it. I do try to watch these when I can. If you see any anomalies, let me know, and I'll make another effort to try to find out what's going on. It's really been frustrating.
Oh, so
But at this point, I've got to think it's the recording software. It's anything. The play has been pretty seamless. And I did play yesterday with and without the recording, so. Astrid, you keep getting cold on me. This isn't fair. We need to do something about your clothing. In fact, why don't we grab a few sticks here along the path. In fact, let's go back over here where the hunter's blind is. I'm going to tank a little bit of damage. I don't really want to, but I'm determined to get this place looked at. and determine that the hammer is or is not here. If it is here, I've missed it. It is what it is. It happens to all of us. The only thing is that those of us that record this and share it is that you have people watching and they find it for you later. If you don't record it, then it doesn't exist. How about you? Do you have my hammer? You do. Let's gather up some tea making materials. The nice thing is we do go to coastal, we can grab a lot of birch bark on our trip through ravine, so we'll utilize that to give us a big healing boost. Wow, lots of feathers over here. I like that. See nothing in there. Ooh. Bastard, you poked your head through the world. We just reached the nether. Alright, let's go warm up before we go any further. Sometimes there's saplings down at the lower part of the dam. I just really feel like I'm tanking way too much damage and I'm trying to be aggressive. And the healing is so slow. Now in Dead World, this is what some of this is based off, is Dead World. With the healing, you don't have birch bark, so I wouldn't even attempt this. And this would be a much slower process. Yay, we can make some birch bark tea, and we can start to heal. That's a good thing.
Man, all I can think about is food.
Yeah. Let's go up here and warm you up. And then we're going to go down here under the bridge and see if there's any maple sap. And as much as it doesn't excite me, I might even be tempted to go through the dam very quickly and go up that little ridge above the dam. And, ooh, I heard ptarmigans.
Man, I could use it.
Ptarmigans. We need ptarmigans. We need to build some warmer clothes. All right, have we been in here? Yes. Okay, we have. This is all empty. All right. Tell you what. God, it's getting late already. Food reserves are low. It's getting late. I'm going to just pass time for a second here. I really don't want to lose the daylight. Let's boogie down here real quick. Let's look at this. There is ptarmigans. I just scared it off, didn't I? Yep. There was one.
My fingers feel numb.
I know, Astrid. I'm just torturing the heck out of you. Sometimes there's a maple hiding under here. And sometimes not. So, getting cold already.
It's a goddamn freezing.
Yeah, I know. It's Go back to the trailer. Not liking your health here.
Need to find a place to rest.
Definitely do not want to go through the dam if an aurora pops. I think that's conducive to our health. I think we have enough cattails and we could sleep the night here. We're already exhausted. We're losing health. Like it's going out of style here. So let's do some of this. How many of these can we make? Just one. All right. Well, we may take that tomorrow. Let's get all these crafted.
I'd eat anything right now.
Promise I'll feed you in a minute. And just one of those, okay. Probably should have been more vigilant about the teas. Like I said, I've been being a little cavalier because we do have a few teas. I think, did we find antibiotics? No, we haven't found those yet. So we need to keep those, so should make a couple more teas. Definitely need to make this one. How bad is our health? Down in the 40s, so we're below 50%. That's getting a little crazy. Pushing the envelope too hard. So let's eat enough of these. Get a good night's sleep. I think that will do. Yeah, we won't be able to sleep 10 hours anyway. We'll run out of water before then. All right, so let's sleep for 5. I don't want to dip in and start losing any more health. We need to stop losing health. Plain and simple. And I hear an aurora. So, yeah, we didn't want to go through this dam. Oh, so do I want to take the time?
Oh, I'm starving.
Sorry to interrupt you. Debating, do I want to take the time and go down into Winding River just to go grab 1 or 2 maple saplings and get them started? Bedroll at trappers. Okay. You know we've got only birch saplings down at Camp HQ. Camp office. I'm not sure. Like I said, I'm very much wanting to get maples down for curing. Let's get a good night rest and now think about it. Weather may be a good excuse. It's like really snowy, windy. It's not going to be a good time to go through ravine. Food will be there.
Anything right about now.
Lots of birch bark. That's a plus. We do need to make some water. Tell you what, sleep 3 more hours. You don't realize how powerful that healing bonus is until you take it away from yourself. And then it makes you realize how more realistic this is. Because, it's like you stumbled and hurt yourself. it's going to be a couple of days before you really start to feel any better. You're not going to be able to take a magic nap and feel better the moment you wake up. I think it's a blizzard. It's windy. I'm going to run over here to the dam. I can't remember what has and hasn't been looted. Or if it's been looted. No, there's a pry bar hanging out in the middle of nowhere. I don't really know where all the hammer spawns are, so I want to make sure I'm looking.
Cold.
Have we been in here? We have been here. Okay.
Think of fire. Think of hot fire. Yeah.
Yeah, you're not getting a fire in here just yet. The shelf has sunk through the floor. So, do I want to push that off? Definitely don't need both pry bars. Notes. Trying to get better about notes. So is it worth it to go anywhere in here? Should I just push over to Ravine? Make a whole bunch of birch bark tea. Get a healing going. Could be maple over there. Doesn't matter where we make the bow. We just need to get some started. So we go through Winding River, then we've got to come all the way back through the dam. And that just seems like a very long and arduous task here. So is there anything we can do? Tell you what, why don't you do this? Make a torch. We've only got a 22% torch.
Think about his food.
How many matches do we have? We have 10 matches. So we need to be conservative to a point. Only got a couple of cattails left. So if we go to the ravine, we've got a little bit of food over there. There should be at least one deer. I am liking these new things with this thing, with like the dust falling through. I think the coolest one is in the caves. You go through some of the caves and there's water dripping from the ceiling. That is like one of my favorites. And why I want the recordings to be good, because I want to enjoy that, and I want to share those things. All right. I'm going to say we eat cattail. Let's not get hungry. We need to make water. I think we're going to go to Ravine. I think I'm going to roll the dice. We're going to go to Ravine. We might find some saplings there. And we're going to head to Coastal and see if we find the hammer there. I mean, really, Mystery Lake has been our big stop. We went from Broken Railroad here. So we haven't really been to any of the big metropolitan areas. Coastal's going to give us a lot to work with. And Mystery Lake is kind of, this is another thing that's kind of been discussed too, and that Mystery Lake has kind of gotten nerfed a little in some aspects, I think. There's not a lot here to get excited about. You can find a bedroll. You don't always find matches here. Kind of an interesting place. But it's kind of lacking a little bit. So we know we have a bunch of birch. But we don't have any maple over here, so let's see what. Let's just pass a little bit of time. Warm up. I just heard a wind pick up.
God, I could eat a horse.
We may be. Okay, it's just windy. I'm gonna put up with windy. It's not that far to that cave over at Maine. So let's go over there. Doggone it, we need to get going. The only way we survive is if we can get our hunting skills going. Actually, I'm kind of looking forward to this more than just the fact that it's Dead World with hunting, but this is going to really get me to push my bow skills up. It's going to force me to be a lot more efficient. Going to have to work on longer shots, moving targets. I'm looking forward to this. Because it's going to force me to not only it'll be funny as heck because there's going to be a lot of really bad shots, but I'm hoping that it'll also improve my skills. Oh, lovely birch bark. We need you better.
It's too cold to think.
I know. Not going to spend a ton of time on it. We are going to go make a fire. A couple more birch bark wouldn't hurt my feelings. At least I didn't have to leave half of everything behind with like the hand luggage. Yeah. That's been an interesting run. Take you guys. Hello, is anybody home? Oh, good. Just some guys. And I'm just gonna go back here and hope that we're warm. No? Okay. There we go. Let's set it out here. Let's make it an outdoor fire. No, don't use the birch bark. Can't use that. Quit trying to use up a birch bark.
Come on, little fire. Perfect.
You're so proud of yourself. First and foremost, get water going. Second, you know what? Can we cook a birch tea? Don't have enough water. All right, so back to him doing water. How about eat that before you lose well fed, and heat that up. I'd like to go out there and get that deer. At least the meat. Be nice to get the guts. That would be the other thing about it. Foraging. Harvest stuff a little quicker. Yay, we're warming up. All right, jiggle the tea. All right, let's make the birch bark tea. And drink. That'll help with a few calories. Okay, we got time. We got 2 hours on that fire. Probably ought to grab some more steaks. And I'm going to make a couple more of those teas. While we're warmed up. What do you got, dear? 1.3, that's not bad. Get this started. We'll take care of our hunger issues. More water, please. Let's cook this one first. Get the calories quicker. We still have the stuff to make the bannock too, so between this meal and if we make at least a little bit of bannock with this fire. Eat that, Astrid. Okay, that's an hour. That's going to be about 35 minutes. Can we get a gut? Big feather. Ooh, a whole bunch of feathers. Crow was shedding feathers. Go ahead, let's grab at least one. I have a feeling we're going to go through a lot of them with making the bow. Oop, we're getting cold fast. Oh, it's because the weather changed. Eat that. Not bad for water. Didn't want a blizzard. But it is what it is. At least we're not starving to death. The hard part will be is, will we be able to stay warm in the back of the cave? And our fire is going to be limited. Yeah, we've only got a little bit of fuel left. Oops. Tell you what, make this other birch bark tea. I'm not going to drink this one. We've got two going. That should give us a little bit of a boost and regain some of my foolishness from earlier. You see, to me, the bow is also going to give me... It's going to give me more rabbit skins. We're going to need to make rabbit mittens, and we need to really... We got to maximize that. The big one would be ptarmigan, just to get those insulated pieces of clothing. Those little wraps. Let's see how bad it is back here. Ugh. It's not even nighttime yet. It'll be a rough night. We have to run out there and find some more sticks. Tell you what, make some bannock while we've got the fire going. Hour. Keep doing water. Excuse me. Run out here real quick and see if I can find some more sticks to keep this going. Ooh, coal. That is a good one. Oh, beautiful. More birch. Birch sapling there. We'll have to get later. Keep taking the birch bark. Another coal. That's a savior. Oh, here's some more birch bark. We can make some more keys. That's not a bad idea. Alright, we're going to have to head back really soon. Let's turn around. Head back. Another birch bark. Wow, this is one. Fantastic. Let's go make some more keys. Let's get this health back.
Did I say I hate being cold? Because I really do.
Well, there's this one time we were at camp. You mentioned being cold then. Alright, Astrid, let's move. Yay! Okay. I'm going to sacrifice 8 coal. And all but 1 stick. Bannock is done. Can you cook some more? Yes, cook some more. Could be a long night, so I want to try and set myself up here. Keep making water. Let's prep all of this. Ooh, 4th serving. Beautiful. Minutes. That up. Alright, make me some more birch bark. Looks like we're gonna have to find a few more sticks here. Is there more to make? Make the tea. Drink one more. 11 minutes, that's too tight. I'll make some more water. More water, please. Go ahead and eat one of those. Make water. The duck out here again. See if we can find any more steaks. We need more steaks. Well, I can't complain. I haven't seen any stuttering with this storm. I'm hoping. Sapling. Oh, here we go. More birch bark is amazing. Yes. All right, this was good and bad idea. I don't like being trapped over here with so limited resources on firewood, but it's been an absolute boon on birch bark. Extremely helpful. All right, Asher, let's go. All right, how are we doing here? Make one more. Liking that health bar coming back. Might be tempted to drink one more tea. Yeah, I think I'm going to drink a couple more. Well, I'll leave 2 in reserve. That'll be kind of like our little backup here. But I'll drink these other 2. It helps with our calories. You have 5 Bannock. So, not in dire straits. Is that our biggest issue is going to be staying warm. We may have to move. We may have to go over to that other cave. We might find some more sticks and stuff. We do have 2 pieces of coal. I just don't know how warm we're going to stay. Let's go grab this. Because I may have to sleep for an hour. Because we need to end the episode. Alright, drink that. Pick that up. I think we'll have time. Get an hour's worth there. Let's sleep for an hour. That'll create our save point. And there we are. So, future me gets to deal with the blizzard and trying to survive the night. And then we'll continue our way onto Coastal Highway in search of maple saplings for sure and the hammer. So, hopefully, we can find both along the way. We see a birch sapling over here. We'll get that, take it with us to Coastal. Like I said, I don't care if I make the bow in Coastal or if I make it um, in Mystery Lake. One way or the other, we're heading inland from the coast to go find ptarmigan feathers. So we've got to go get the backpack at some point. That might be a great thing. If we could build a couple of bows and a bunch of fire hardened arrows, we could head towards Timberwolf Mountain and Ash Canyon, get the backpack and hunt ptarmigans and make clothing. Go find clothing at the summit. All kinds of goodies. Looking forward to this. It's going to be interesting and different. And we will catch you on the next one. Thanks.